He thought money could buy anything: love, loyalty, happiness. But one day, life showed him the one thing it never could: family. There once lived a humble man in a small, quiet town. Everyone saw him as simple, hardworking, and content. He had 6 children, a loving wife, and a small home. He laughed easily, shared meals happily, and gave little to others. But behind that calm smile, he hid a secret no one knew. At the back of his house stood a small, locked vault. Inside lay gold bars, cash bundles, and rare treasures. He was a secret millionaire living like an ordinary man. He never told anyone, not even his wife or children. He said to himself, "I'll reveal it when the time is right." One night, as rain fell softly outside, he entered the vault. He added a few gold coins to the shimmering pile inside. But this time, he wasn't alone. His eldest son had followed him. Hidden behind the doorway, the boy's eyes widened in disbelief. "Father?" he whispered, stepping into the dim light. The man froze, the bag of gold slipping from his hands. "All these years," the boy shouted angrily, "we lived like beggars. You watched Mom skip meals so we could eat. You saw us struggle to pay school fees while you hid this?" The man's lips trembled. "Son, please, listen." But the boy's heart was already filled with anger and betrayal. He stormed out of the room, tears burning in his eyes. That night, the house was filled with shouting and heartbreak. The son packed his clothes and left without looking back. "I'll never forgive you," he yelled, slamming the door behind him. The father stood in silence, his heart breaking quietly. He told himself he'd make it right one day. But that day never came. Years passed. The once loving family drifted apart. The children grew distant, each chasing their own dreams. The eldest son, now wealthy and proud, lived lavishly in the city. Expensive cars, fancy parties, and endless travel. He had it all. He told himself, "I'll never be like my father." He spent money like water, believing happiness was for sale. But slowly, life began to whisper the truth. His body started to weaken. His energy faded away. After months of fatigue, he collapsed one morning at home. At the hospital, the doctor looked at him gravely. "You have kidney failure," he said. "You'll need a transplant soon, or you won't survive." The man laughed weakly, brushing it off with pride. "That's easy, doctor. I can buy 50 kidneys tomorrow." But the doctor shook his head slowly. "I'm sorry. Your gene type is extremely rare. Only a blood relative can donate." The room fell silent. His smile faded. His chest felt heavy. For the first time in years, he realized what money couldn't buy. He had everything, except family. Days turned into weeks. He lay in the hospital bed, surrounded by machines and silence. His mind replayed old memories, his mother's laughter, his father's smile, the way his family once gathered around the dinner table. Tears rolled down his face. "If only I could have one last chance," he whispered. "I'd be a better man." Then one morning, a soft voice broke through his dreams. "Son, it's me." His eyes opened, and what he saw made him tremble. Standing around his bed were his entire family, his brothers, his sisters, his mother, and his father, older now, frail but smiling gently. Tears streamed down his cheeks as his father stepped closer. "Dad," his voice broke, "why are you here?" The old man held his hand tightly. "Because you're my son, no matter what. We're family, and we forgive you." His siblings gathered around, their eyes full of love. "We'll take turns testing for donation," said his sister softly. "We'll save you, together." The man broke down completely, sobbing into his father's arms. "I had all the money in the world," he cried, "but I was the poorest man alive." His father smiled through his tears. "You finally understand, son. Family is the only treasure worth keeping." Months later, he recovered after a successful transplant. His father had been the donor. From that day on, he sold everything he once hoarded. He built a new home where everyone could live together again, and every evening they sat around one big table, laughing, eating, and cherishing life. Because in the end, money fades. Gold loses shine. But love stays forever. If you believe family is the real wealth, drop A and share this story. Someone out there needs to remember what truly matters.